Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, well, apparently we've just ruined everybody's morning, the way the text's coming through. I see Tiffany in Westmont saying, what the hell's going on? Just because we didn't properly start the show. We had a couple technical difficulties in here.
Relax.
I know. There's a lot of people checking in. We appreciate you reliant on how we start this at about 6:04 every morning. And my voice is a little crappy, too, right now.
I can hear that.
God, I would normally not address it, but it's kind of cracking like I'm going through puberty.
Well,
You do sound puberty
Yeah.
vibes. Totally.
Like, Kenzie, do you want to go out to the 8th grade dance?
Oh my God. I'm going to feel like so mean today if I say anything like harassing, like a child.
Picture a bunch of zits on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Tiffany and Westmont, for checking in. We're here. Brian, why don't you play the opening song and then clear your throat?
Well, that's fun.
Have you thought about that?
No. All right, let's do it. Let's just start it all. Everybody just calm down. We appreciate you all being here with us at the beginning, especially the people in Westmont. So let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, let's try it. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Okay.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the brag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Okay, let's go. It's Friday. You made it. It's 6:14. We'll get to, I'm sorry. We already did a weather and traffic update. That'll be coming another one in about 15 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Am I like a robot or what? All right.
Why is that the first thing? Weather traffic.
Yeah.
Relax.
Traffic's light. Weather's hot. Here we go.
All right, there you go.
We got a huge day for you as usual. 7:50, the 21 Pilots. This is the last chance, at least this week, with a song scramble. Can we do a tease for next week already on 21 Pilots tickets?
We can. I would set your alarm right now. Obviously, 7:50 today, 21 Pilots Song Scramble. To win that, you've got to know 21 Pilots songs. Next Thursday, starting at 8 a.m. every hour, 21 Pilots Ticket Blitz Thursday. You don't have to know anything except for how to spell the keyword, and those tickets could be yours.
Which is a challenge sometimes.
I was going to say you could be dumb as F, but it still is a challenge with those keywords and dialing.
Yeah, you think
Texting
the
in.
songs would be easier, but for some people, it's not.
Yeah, so 7:50 today, the last song scramble of the week for the 21 Pilots tickets. And it's been fun all week. It's crazy. We're getting calls from all over the world for these tickets, actually.
It's true. And then, if you didn't win Ticket Blitz Thursday yesterday, which was sold out Weird Al Yankovic tickets at the Ravinia, those are going to be in Clash with Kenzie next week at 7:10 every day.
Wow.
Yep.
Weird Al and 21 Pilots tickets all next week. And today, 21 Pilots tickets at 7:50. That will lead right into Case's movie review. I'm a little nervous about this one because it's a movie I hold dear to my heart, the 45th anniversary of the Blues Brothers. So Case has watched the Blues Brothers. We don't know what his review is yet. 8 o'clock, that's coming up, plus Clash with Kenzie. In about an hour, we have tickets for that. We have a lot going on. A fact that makes your brain go in just about a few minutes. Actually, in about 60 seconds, we'll give you that first keyword of the day for the trip to Vegas for the When We Were Young festival.
Yeah,
a lot going on. I think it's because it was hot, and I went into really freezing air conditioning, and then I went outside, and then I went inside. You know, these are the things that doesn't matter when you're like in puberty range like I sound like right now, where you can kind of have your shirt off and jeans on and just live your life. But all of a sudden now, a little slight dip in air temperature going up and down screwed up my throat today for some reason.
The air temperature?
Like going from air conditioning to hot outside, then freezing air conditioning, then the hot outside. I think it's screwed
So
up.
like going from your home and then walking into the building?
Yeah, outside, inside. You never had that
Okay.
problem, like affect your voice?
So, like, when you woke up this morning, you didn't sound like ass. It was because it was after you left your house?
I sounded like an angel. I had the voice of an angel, the voice of our generation I had at
A
3
mix
a.m.
of Fergie and Jesus?
Exactly.
Well, you know what they say. Summer is cold and flu season. It would make sense that everybody gets sick going from hot to cold. I like that Brian all morning has been like, I'm not sick. I don't know what's going on. And meanwhile has demonstrated every characteristic of a sick person.
He goes, I think it's because I went outside and it was hot, and then I came inside and
Yeah.
it was air conditioned.
Yeah. It could
What
not.
vocal cords do you have that they can't handle?
But this is always your thing. Is you're like, it's the air. I'm not sick. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I continue to act like a sick person.
But he says it to all of us like he has different air.
I
He's
do.
like, when the air is like this, it ruins people's throats. And we're just sitting here like, okay,
Yeah,
if you
because
say so.
these vocal cords are truly the voice of a generation.
Well, you're
and
so
they're
high up there.
A little more delicate, and it's not to be messed with. This is
Your vocal cords need to like work out or something. They can't be this weak.
This ain't no accident, partner. Okay, this is God's will touching my vocal cords to talk to Chicago. And once in a while, this happens, and I think God likes to let me know once in a while that I'm not in control. I thought I was.
Yeah, that's the thing about God. He's in control.
Yeah, he just likes to push me down a little bit.
Yeah, but we're
I
gonna
don't think
fix
he
it.
likes to push people down.
Why did he like push me over? Like put me in my place is what I meant to say.
He's humbling you.
Yes.
That's probably not a bad thing. Huh?
Brian still has a First Testament God or an Old Testament.
Here we
I
go.
love those.
I know, you're a
those
big-
stories are like, okay. Like, I don't know why anybody did anything wrong. I'm like, are you paying attention?
I'm sure we're gonna get to the first and the last supper pretty soon, as we always do on this show around this time. All right, let's get you that key word and get started here with a chance at a trip to Vegas.
Now is your chance to win a trip for two to Las Vegas for the When We Were Young Festival. Message and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q101.
When we were young, Vegas, very dry air there, desert air. I'd love to go right now. October 19th, Panic at the Disco, Blink-182, Weezer, Offspring, Avril Lavigne, All Time Low, The Used, and more. You get trip for two with the flights, 2-night stay at Resorts World, VIP tickets to When We Were Young, presented by 7-Eleven. Here's what you do. It's a different text number than usual, 95819. 95819, the word is fever. I do not have a fever right now. Fever. Text fever to 95819 for your chance to win. Fever 95819. You've got about 2.5 hours to do it. Goes till about 9 o'clock. So if you're in the middle of something, don't panic. You can enter once, and every day we give you a new one. So if you entered yesterday, put this one in and a chance to win. So fever to 95819 right now for your chance at the When We Were Young VIP trip to Vegas for that. Coming up, a fact that makes your brain go after a Baloo Regatta.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this involves laziness. Maybe the weekend comes, you just want to kick it, you want to chill. And then when the weekend ends, you're kind of like, damn, I wasted the whole weekend. I could have done this, I could have done that. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not your fault being lazy. It's not your fault at all. Now, there is one thing you can do that will rewire everything in your body, your brain, your whole attitude, your perception of life, and how you attack every day, and not being lazy. If you just change this, if you stop doing this, you will not be lazy. Kenzie, what do you think it is?
So if you change something about yourself, you won't be lazy anymore?
Something you're doing every day, something a lot of people are doing right now, every day, is causing you to be lazy. And if you just take this out of your life, you will not be lazy.
I think it's hitting the snooze button.
Hitting the snooze button. I hate the snooze.
I think it probably sets you up. I like a good snooze, but this is just my guess, is that they're going to say it sets you up to like procrastinate for the day or something.
Yeah, Megan loves the snooze. And I hate it. It's so dumb because you set an alarm to wake up at a certain time. Mm-hmm. And then you wake up at that time. You're like, oh, give me 5 or 10 more minutes. And then your body goes, cool, I have like 7 hours. Nope. 5, 7, 10 minutes goes by. That thing hits you again like a hammer in the head. I hate the snooze. It just keeps resetting your body. to your point, Kenzie, about making you maybe feel lazy the rest of the day because you just beat your head over with a hammer over and over again.
They're going to be like, well, the first thing you did is procrastinate. Guess what you're doing the rest of the day? It's like, okay.
That's your body doing that. What do you think of this case?
Normally, we're not this kind of show. I hate to work blue so early in the morning.
Jeez.
It's got to be touching yourself.
So if you're touching yourself early in the morning, it causes you to be lazy the rest of the day.
Yeah, because I don't want to do anything.
How could you even do that? How could you wake up sleepy and be like, oh, okay. Like, that's just weird.
Nevertheless, a lot of people have persisted. They'll figure out a way.
Well, sleepy?
Yeah.
You don't like, I used to love, I can't do it now with our hours, but I used to love morning relations.
With another person?
Well, yes. Not just touching myself. I see your point because that's what you said in your facts.
Yeah. I pictured it as being alone. I guess you pictured it with somebody.
I pictured it with somebody.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if, Kenzie, you ever liked that better than in the evening or other parts of the day or night.
Well, yeah, like, it's one thing to, like, if you have a weekend where you're sleeping in, you wake up with your significant other. I'm just saying, like, your alarm goes off and you're like, hold on. I gotta front. Like, that's just weird, like, behavior.
I gotta get a sock.
Like, oh my God. Like, you may need to see somebody.
Unless you have your sock drawer right next to the bed.
That's the
you're
conundrum, you know.
Well, let us know what you think it is. It's something that everybody's doing, or if some people are doing this right now, and it's causing you to be lazy the rest of the day. We'll tell you after 3 doors down. Fact that makes your brain go. Brian and Kenzie, Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. There's something you're doing right now that's making you lazy the rest of the day. And you can stop doing it, and this will end. This will definitely change your outlook on life, maybe make you more productive, especially going into the weekend. A lot of people think they waste their weekends by the time Monday comes. Going into the weekend, you don't think that. Like, I'm going to chill. I'm going to kick it. It's going to be great. And then I feel like I could have done so much with that time. So this makes you lazy. Kenzie thinks it's starting off the day by hitting snooze. It just sets the tone for you being a procrastinator. Case thinks it's touching yourself alone.
Again, I hate to work blue. It's a family show. I get it very early in the morning.
I thought you were going to say something political. What do you said that? I have never heard that before in my life.
That I'm doing like blue state commentary.
You're like, hate to get all blue this morning. I'm like, oh, he's going to say something. Something about Fox News or something. What's he going to say?
That's so funny you've never heard that phrase. Working
never.
blue.
Well, Kenzie's in her mid-20s. I would imagine most people in their mid-20s haven't
Exactly.
used that phrase. It's a me thing.
I thought she was in her mid-teens.
I'm almost an adult.
She's in her mid-aughts. She's 5 years old.
Yeah, mid-aughts.
All right, both those are wrong, by the way. And here's what it is. A lot of people guessed something like this on the text line, so it's not so shocking about your phone, but it's more than that. Also, someone said listening to the radio. Herm, how dare you? How dare you, Herm? Listening to the radio actually encourage you to go out there and do something, especially this show.
Yeah, we'll change your life.
But what is concerning and making you lazy is ChatGPT. Now, if you start the day with that, if you start using it, which people have started to become, getting on that and getting tasks of the day, going whatever you're going to do for the day, it's the danger of AI, which won Piece of Garbage Madness this year, if you remember correctly. So ChatGPT, they did a test on this. A study divided 54 subjects, 18 to 39, and they were split into 3 groups and asked to write an essay, basic forms using technology. So one group was asked to use ChatGPT. The other used Google. The third group used nothing at all. Very concerning on your brain activity of what happened to the people that used ChatGPT. When they went through the essays, they called the essays from the people that used ChatGPT soulless. Also, the people couldn't remember what they wrote when they were interviewed later.
Of course.
Because they didn't write it. They typed in, hey, what about this guy?
Correct. What about this?
I mean, of course they didn't remember what they wrote.
Yes, but they still had to basically go through and type it. They had to actually do the work besides using that as a tool to write the essay. They didn't just copy and paste it and put it and turn it in. They actually had to still write it.
But all of the research was done through there.
The research was done on it. So they still wrote it, but still didn't know anything about it at the end. The Google people actually did quite better. And obviously the people that used nothing at all, they really knew what they wrote because they used their brain. But they showed that over time, the
Would
lowest...
they go to a library or something? I mean, like, how would you just know all that information?
Some people know things, Kenzie. Some people know things about Abraham Lincoln, the World Wars.
Well, I want 100 pages on Benjamin Franklin using just your brain, Brian.
I could do that. I actually could pull that off. Now, what do you think you could do an essay on, just top of your head, like without any help from Google or ChatGPT?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Think about that. Don't use ChatGPT to think about it.
Yeah. What would I be good at?
Like something you could do, I guess, 5 pages as an essay, maybe
Sure.
1,000 words.
I think I could do that on Egypt. and Egyptian
Egypt.
culture.
Is this from The Mummy?
No.
Watching the
But I
movie
do
The
love
Mummy?
Kenzie's like, I'm writing an essay on Egypt, and it's a mummy review.
No. I think I could definitely do that on ancient Egypt. I've always been very nerdily obsessed with it, and I watched a lot of different docuseries and hieroglyphic breakdowns and all that stuff. I could do that.
Do you have a basis of how they built the pyramids? Do you think
Well,
aliens
that's
did it?
all theory.
Yeah.
That's all theory.
Yeah.
There isn't a fact on how it was done.
Oh.
I think,
Oh.
obviously,
Aliens did it.
there was advanced technology that we going on back then. It's pretty obvious, personally.
Yeah.
Because one of the theories is a pulley theory, and it doesn't work because there is a couple structures basically on cliff sides that wouldn't allow the pulley theory to go into effect.
I like this essay. Keep going.
Thank you. No, I'm not going to keep going.
Have you ever seen the picture that people have taken and it's on Google Images? There's a KFC right by the pyramids.
Is there really?
So you can take the picture of the KFC and then the pyramids are in the background and it looks fake.
Well, because it's just in Cairo, and Cairo's like a buzzing downtown. Like, people think that the pyramids are like super far to get to, but they're right in like the downtown.
Yeah, I just didn't think there'd be a KFC in Cairo either.
A Cairo fried chicken.
Yeah. Wow. Nice.
I got my fastball today.
I heard a text to Crispy. Well, there you go. And also they showed this by using ChatGPT over and over again, it rewires your brain to be lazier overall. Just in general, you'll try to do something without it. And it hasn't even been around that long, but it rewires your brain to be very, very low level go-getter, if you will.
I think there's a collective effort in the world right now to make people dumber, which is really concerning to me. I was thinking about social media and how 10 years ago, people would wear fake glasses to appear smart. There was this concept that on social media, you were a wiser person than you really were. And now we're living in an era of brain rot where people are very okay with not knowing anything and being dumb. And it's really concerning to me. It's really concerning that I graduated college 4 years ago with no AI assistance, and now I'm hearing stories of people that feel like they couldn't get through college if they didn't have ChatGPT. That's extremely concerning.
Yeah, one guy just saw a graduate on the stand just like yesterday or a couple days ago, showed off how he cheated.
Yeah, I saw that too.
He showed off how he cheated all the way through college with ChatGPT, and he has his degree in his hand.
Yes, and we shouldn't.
And he's a surgeon. It's like, oh.
I think he's a radio host.
Okay, good. I'm like, what is he gonna do?
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Yeah, I don't think he's saving lives out there.
We should really be making a collective effort. Like, I'm not going to tell people they have to go out and read a book, but maybe read an article on your computer that was written by a human. You know, we used to have writers. It's this great thing. People would get paid to write all of these thoughts.
Read a magazine today.
God forbid.
If you can find a magazine, read one today.
Go buy the Time magazine history of the Beatles that's at your local Walgreens right now. Just do something.
Well, let's not get carried away. That doesn't sound so good.
I know. Just it's good to think.
Yeah.
It's good to use your brain. I'm a moron, but I like thinking.
You like the idea of thinking.
I love it. I'm all about it.
You just
I
can't.
don't know if people are okay with being dumb. Don't you think they just are? And it's like, oh.
No, I actually think there's a difference. I think people are now very much accepting and okay with the fact that they're dumb.
Like it's funny?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's actually considered lame to be knowledgeable and smart right now, which I don't like.
How brave of you.
You're really taking a stand out there today.
Okay.
Well, we live in a copy and paste generation on social where people get in arguments and say, you didn't know that, idiot. And then they just copy from Wikipedia. You didn't know it either. You just took some time to do it. In a real
Googled it in between.
Yeah, in a real debate, you have to do it face to face.
But
And you
I
have
think
the
it's
stuff
the
in your
opposite
head.
now. I think people are going like, oh, you know that? Oh, what are you, like, weird? Or is it so embarrassing that you would know something?
See, I'm like a little bit with Kenzie on that. I'm not seeing that as much as maybe you are.
Oh, I'm definitely seeing that.
That's obviously your feed,
What
which is custom to you.
What do you mean by my feed?
The dum-dum feed.
Well, the problem is I think it's rage bait for you, and it just keeps showing up because you keep watching all these videos and you're mad.
Yeah, you seem pretty mad. You know what? You should be happy that you're smarter than the dum-dums. And then
You know what does
could be,
suck, though?
You could be the leader.
It doesn't happen so much on TikTok, but like I don't know if you guys have seen reels on Facebook and Instagram. The comments are like unhinged. People are so mean, okay? And like people will post like, I don't know if you know this, but it's a little life hack if you don't. They're not saying they discovered something. They're not saying they invented something. They're not saying that like, they're just saying if you didn't know it, like, oh, look what happens if you do this, or look how you can transfer, between these two apps. And there's always a bunch of old people in the comments like, wow, are you just discovering this? Are you did you think you invented this? Did you and be like, I was just trying to help show people because not everyone knows how to do it. Like I've known how to do it a long time. And it's like, I think social media has changed how people like, I can't post this because everyone's gonna say that. So people aren't even sharing things the way that they could because they're going to get roasted for thinking they discovered it. I've been doing it for 15 years. You just started this? It's like, no, I was just showing people. It's crazy.
That's the dum-dum feed.
Yeah, Brian's the one leaving those comments.
Yeah, I love doing that. Just like I liked in AOL chat rooms back in the day to cause a havoc and make people leave the room. That's my version today in the comment section.
Ew.
Yeah, I know, it's me.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Sports coming up after Lit. Before we finish our conversation on the fact that makes your brain go, the Chat GPT physically changes your brain to make you lazier, and we should stop doing that. In case went off about some of the people being proud to be dumb out there on social media. 847 checked in and said, to be fair, I'm not sure how much Chat GPT would have helped Case with his juggling class at Columbia College. I don't know. Maybe I beg to differ. Maybe it can't. I mean, maybe it gave you good tips. I don't know.
Tips, but that would be fine because you still have to do the physical act.
That's the thing. I put my money where my mouth was. I got my hands dirty, very blue collar style of me. And it also wasn't a specific juggling class. It was a unit in a class.
What was the class?
What was the class?
Theater foundations.
Ah, okay.
And part of the foundations of theater is juggling.
Was some of it mime?
Yeah.
Could you juggle like right now?
I'm rusty. I tried to juggle at picnic, and it wasn't as good as I want. I was trying to rizz up a girl, and I was like, hey, you want to see this? And then it wasn't.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
What lady doesn't
You
love
were
juggling?
a lead and was juggling, and then you weren't good at it?
I know. That's the problem. I'm rusty. I haven't had to juggle for a woman in years.
Well, the thing is, I mean, if you're going to put it out there that you're a juggler.
You have to be very good for that to be attractive.
I know.
I was trying to think of You Better Be, and then I was filling the blank of the best juggler ever, but I can't think of a name of the best juggler. I mean, Bozo. Yeah.
B-O-Z-O. Bozo.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna whip that out, it better be a show.
You whip that out and you nay those juggles.
It's the same with magic. Like magic can be like, wow, this guy's amazing, but not if he f's up the card trade. That was just weird. Now we're in a weird scenario.
There's a listener that comes to all of our broadcasts, Israel, who does card tricks. He's unbelievable at it. Because he goes, you want to hear a magic trick? And I'm kind of like, I don't have time really right now. But then he does it, and I'm like, holy crap, that was amazing. I'm glad I took the time and didn't just blow it off.
My favorite is one time I got asked out via magic trick, and it was so clever. He was like doing this show. It was like when everyone stands around a circle. I think I was at Disney Springs, like back when I lived in Florida, right? And everyone's standing around a circle, and this guy's like, he's running up to people, he's doing all this. And then he comes up to me, and he goes, okay, write your number on this. And I did, and he goes, okay, that's just for me. And he put it in his pocket, and then he kept doing the trick, and he called me later.
Clever.
And it was so funny, though. Like, I was like, I actually like that. Like, that was very clever.
How'd that work out eventually down the road? I mean, I know you're married to someone else now.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were obviously madly in love, but no, it was very clever.
Oh, there you go.
I was really young. It was not a good age combination.
Well, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story we'll get into on Monday. We don't have time. We've got to honor the 50th anniversary of Jaws. So at 8, Case has already seen Jaws. For the movie reviews, for people that are questioning why would he talk about this before the movie reviews, which would be a natural, He uploaded the podcast from a year ago when you did Jaws. So that's available on the Brian and Kenzie podcast of the review of Jaws, which you have put on the Mount Rushmore of the best movies of all time.
We did Jaws last May. I forget exactly why we did it because the movie came out 50 years ago today. But I re-upped the Jaws review that I did last year on the Brian and Kenzie podcast. It's one of the first uploads you see if you go and download it. I thought Jaws was going to be stupid. You know, I really only knew it as a punchline. It's almost like the song Everybody Hurts by R.E.M., where it's been used as a joke so much that you forget it's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Jaws, for as much as we like to laugh about it, is an incredible movie, and it made me fall in love with the most evil man in the history of cinema, which is the mayor from Jaws.
He doesn't get talked about enough.
He doesn't.
You talk about the shark, the fear, and back then when the movie came out, and it still causes fear. Like tomorrow, all the Chicago public school pools open 7 days a week. I don't know if everybody's ever had a shark situation with the pools, but it still brings fear in the water, and there was no fear in the water until that came out. And what doesn't get talked about enough is the mayor being the most evil character, more evil than Darth Vader.
Oh, my, way more.
Who blew up planets, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's because it was in war. This mayor knew a shark was eating innocent people. There was no war going on, and he sent people to the beaches anyway. That's my argument of how he's more evil than Darth Vader.
I don't think he believed it.
Well, they had the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but he was like, I don't know.
Shark.
Some mega sharks going around. I don't know.
Kenzie saw dollar signs, too, on the beaches. If she was the
know.
mayor, she'd be like, get out there and swim, people. It's fine.
I mean, what would Tiffany Henry do?
Yeah, well, clearly, she would have certainly sent people to the beaches like the mayor did.
Stood on business.
And this is one of our favorite scenes in the argument. When there's a billboard of come to the beaches, they spray painted a huge shark on it because somebody already died in the water. And this is the mayor of Jaws with Chief Brody and Hooper.
Mr. Vaughn, what we are dealing with here is a perfect engine, an eating machine. It's really a miracle of evolution. All this machine does is swim and eat and make little sharks. And that's all. Now, why don't you take a long, close look at this sign? Those proportions are correct.
Love to prove that, wouldn't you? Get your name into the National Geographic.
A great retort on his part. You like to prove that shark's big, huh? Get your picture in the National Geographic, which was a big deal in 1975.
It'd be like going viral on TikTok now.
Like to get it yourself on the TikTok there, wouldn't you, with the pictures?
He knew what he was up to. He knew.
Good. And he continues on saying the beaches will be open no matter what, even though there's a shark eating innocent people.
Larry, if we make an effort today, we might be able to save August.
August? For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business. It's going to be one of the best summers we've ever had. Now, if you fellas are concerned about the beaches, you do whatever you have to make them safe. But those beaches will be open for this weekend.
God, what a voice. Also, how do you make the beaches safe when there's a shark eating people out in the water?
Hey, he said, do whatever you got to do. I mean,
Right.
He didn't say don't address the shark. He's like,
Well,
listen, handle it. No problem.
Doing what you would do would be shutting down the beaches because how do you stop a shark?
He's like, catch it or something. I get it. Like, he's the one who knows everything about this big old fish. Go get it.
It's genius because he instantly puts any defamation on him to them. They didn't make the beaches safer from the shark.
You do what you got to do, partner.
Yeah, he passed the buck instantly. Oh, this guy's evil.
I like Kenzie as the Jaws mayor. That was good.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'm not saying don't take care of that shark. You take care of that shark. All right, see you later.
It's probably due for a reboot. Jaws 1 reboot with a female mayor.
With all female
Well, it's obviously
Jaws.
very sexist. Females can be mayors.
That's right. That's right. But they can also be as evil as the mayor in the first Jaws as a
Facts.
man. Yeah, women can be as evil as men.
That's right. They did Ghostbusters. We're going to do female Jaws. Kenzie's the mayor. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, it's coming out.
About it.
Coming out the summer of 2029. We'll have that done. Sports After Lit, Brian and Kenzie, Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.